Good morning, everybody. I'm back with your lesson number 5, the mask. But in today's video, I'll be doing the exercises. Before doing that, we will understand what we are going to learn about those exercises. Alright, then in the end of the video, you will be finding the answers. So let's begin with the first exercise of your book. You can open page number 46 in your literature book. When you will turn page 46, you will find that we have understanding the text. In this, what you have to do, you have 3 options for each answer, each question I mean, and then you are going to find out which answer is the suitable one. So let's see. Here we have lesson number 5, the mask exercises we are going to do. Understanding the text on page number 46 we have, then pick the correct answer. Now, first one, what is the question? I will be reading for you. The speaker told Feluda about the conversation he overheard because. What among these 3, which is the correct answer? Answer C is correct answer. It did not seem like an ordinary conversation. Answer C is your correct answer. When we will read second one, we will see Rajan Babu had taken Tinkori Babu as a paying guest because. What was the reason for Rajan Babu taking Tinkori Babu as a paying guest? The reason is, again, C is the answer. A friend had asked Rajan Babu to do so. Then we have number 3. Ghoshal was a suspect because. Why they were suspecting Ghoshal? The reason is he collected antiques. Because he collected antiques, and that was the reason why they were thinking that he can be the suspect. So it is answer number A. Fourth one. Rajan Babu and his son Prabir had not seen each other. Since when? From the time Rajan Babu had caught him stealing money. Means it is answer number C. Option C is your correct answer for this one. Now the next 5th one says Feluda wore the mask because. Why he wore the mask? Because again it is C. He wanted to see if this would lead to any clues. Then we have the 6th one. Tinkori Babu wanted to punish Rajan Babu because. Why? What is the reason for this? Rajan Babu's actions caused Tinkori Babu to suffer greatly. Greatly he suffered, mentally he was suffering, and even physically. That is why option number C is the most suitable answer for the 6th one. So here I have told you about, we have seen about pick the correct answer. These are the answers you can tick for exercise 8. After this, we will come to page number 47. We have grammar and usage. In this, we are going to learn about finite and non-finite verbs. When I talk about finite and non-finite, let me write this topic for you. Finite, and we are going to learn about non-finite. Non-finite verbs. This we are going to understand in this. First of all, you have to be very clear with finite and non-finite. What are those? Let's see example number 1, which is there in the book. Read these sentences. Rajan Babu collected antiques This is first example. Second one they have given, they wanted to investigate the matter. Now when you will observe these two sentences, you will find that in the first sentence, the highlighted word is a finite word. If I say the highlighted word means the word collected is your finite verb. How you will know this, that is finite or infinite or non-finite? Why? Because finite verbs, they change according to the subject. Finite verbs, once again I will be telling you, hear carefully dear children, finite verbs, they depend on the subject, whether it is singular, it is plural, what about the number, person, all these things affect the verb, that is finite verb. According to that we will change the verb. If it is singular, then definitely we will write, suppose if I give you an example, suppose Rajan Babu collects antique, then I have used collects, isn't it? But if I say they, then I will use only collect. So you have seen that how I have changed my verb according to the subject. But here it says that non-finites do not change with the subject. Whatever subject would be, singular, plural, we are not bothered about all those things. You will have your verb of same kind. You will have no change in the verb at all. Like they have still given you some examples to observe this. We will see that, come on, let's see one thing. We have three types. We have three types of non-finite verbs. Finite verb you have understood. Finite verb means verb will change according to the subject. But non-finite means there will be they do not change according to the subject, and they are of three types. What are they? Main thing is they are three types. Firstly, I am talking about non-finite. They are three types. One is infinitives. Secondly, we have gerund. Then we have participles. Okay, infinitive, gerund and participles. When you will look on page number 47, at the end of that page you will find there is a description. When I am talking about the infinitive, means the first one, it says 2 plus 1. You will add the word, for example, 2 plus 1. Means suppose if I give an example, to travel. Can you see this? I have used to travel, I have taken. When I am talking about gerund, I will be using traveling. In the gerund, we use ing with the verb, that is gerund. When I am talking about participle, you will turn page number 48 and you will see that it will be according to the pattern given here. The present participle means you will use present tense. Present participle, verb plus ing will be there in the manner it is given. And if it is past participle, then according to that you will be doing it. Then exercise A is based on this, which you will be getting the answer afterwards. Now after this we will see the infinitive and the gerund as subject. When you have infinitive and gerund as a subject, in what kind of sentences you are going to see this? Let's see. One example is already there in the book. To solve a mystery is not easy. What you can see, we have the word to, and solve is a root form, means no change in the verb along with this word to. It means here you can say they have used infinitives. I have already explained you before that what is infinitive. To plus verb, root form of the verb. So this is an example of infinitive. Infinitive. Now what you will see, that second sentence I will be writing for you. This is one example. This is another example of gerund. Okay. Solving a mystery is not easy. A mystery is not, I'm sorry, is not easy. Here you can see I have used the word solve and ing. I have told you in gerunds we have ing with the word. So as you can see I have used gerund. So you can say that we have begun the sentence with one example of gerund. Now the basic thing what I will be explaining you, when you will see your book you will find in sentence 1 and 2. This example I have taken from sentence 1 and 2. This is example 1 in your book. Okay. It says that infinitive is the subject. This is coming in the place of subject and it is there acting as a noun. This is acting as a noun. You know what is noun, what are nouns and all, everything you know now. This is in the place of subject and acting as a noun. But you can see this is infinitive. So infinitive can be used as a subject or the noun here. Then when I am talking about this example is the third example from the book. Solving a mystery is not easy. Here what is the thing? We are learning about gerund. How gerund is there. See, when you will see similarly in sentence 3 and 4, the ing form is the subject. This is also in the place of subject. But this is, yes, definitely this is acting as a gerund here. Okay. This is acting as a gerund here. So you can see that we can even begin with infinitive. A sentence we can begin with infinitive as well as gerund. On the basis of this explanation, we will be solving exercise B. After this, we have a third thing, that is word in use on page number 49. That is verbs as adjectives. Verbs we all know, but to the verbs when we are going to add ed, ing or en, then we can make those verbs as adjectives. We have examples in the book like retired life. One example is this, another is fallen tree, another is threatening letter. Okay, can you all see this? Now what I am trying to tell you, that I am telling you that we can use the words like ing, or we can use ed, or we can use en. Now you can see this. Here we have used ed. Retire is your verb, but I have made adjective retired life. Fallen tree. Tree, what is the condition of the tree? It is fallen. En. You can see this. En is here. Ed is here. Then what about ing? Threatening. Ing. What is threatening? Letter. Here you can see that the word retire, threaten, disturb, fallen, all these are your verbs. But when I have used ing, ed or en, now they are acting as adjectives. We have exercise on the basis of this. We will be solving the exercises now.